Hi everyone. Today we're going to be going over how to use the terminal. The the device I'm going to be running this on is going to be on the Mac, and I'm just going to go over with you guys a few helpful uses of the terminal, some commands that come with your operating system. I'll also be going over how to automate putting commands on the terminal using a bash profile file. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and first show you how to get to the terminal. So easiest way is just to go to the app launcher and search terminal. And so terminal is how computers used to run, how things were ran before there was an actual UI, things to click on and things of that nature. So there's a lot of keyboard usage when you use the terminal. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and first show you a few of the commands that you can use. So one of the most popular ones is ls. So ls will show you what is in your current directory. Let's actually start with this other command. It's pwd. So pwd tells you what directory you're currently on. If you can tell, I'm on my home directory here. That's generally the directory that you will land on when you first open your terminal. A variation of that ls command we went over earlier is ls, and then we use what's called a flag. If you type in the letter A, it's a shorthand for all. It'll actually show you every file. Now, what do I mean by every file? It'll actually show you everything that's in that directory. Most operating systems will hide certain files from users. And so with the Mac, anything that has a period before it or a dot, it'll hide it from you. For example, you can see there's a few directories here that start with a period or a dot. And so if we were to do a regular ls command, you'll notice that there aren't any directories that start with a period or a dot showing here. Another useful command that most users will use is the mv command. So mv is a command that allows you to either rename or move a file. So best way to remember this, mv move. Combining these two commands, you can use ls to see what files you have, and then you can use mv to actually move this file. So let's say I wanted to move this strm folder that I have. Say I wanted to move it to this movies directory. So if I wanted to do that, I'll go ahead and type in mv strm movies. Now what I'm doing here is I'm giving mv two arguments. The first argument is strm, the file I want to move, and movies is the destination or the target directory. So let's go ahead and run that command, and I'm actually going to put another flag. I'm going to put a flag on this command, V, which stands for verbose, and it'll actually show you what's happening. So here's what happened. strm was moved to movies. Now I'm going to prove this to you by going to the movies directory and showing you the folder. One of the most common commands that most students will learn early on is the cd command, which stands for change directory. So cd movies, change directory to movies. Now I'm in the movies directory. I'm going to go ahead and clear the page here. I'm going to do ls. I have three folders here, two which I already had there, and now I have strm, wd. Perfect. This is a great way of manipulating files. Doesn't really help us too much though. UIs have gotten so strong that for the most part, these commands are not very helpful to do basic things like what I just showed you. It is helpful to know what happens under the hood as you get more advanced in these topics, and in later videos I'll be referencing things of this nature, and you'll see why it's pretty helpful to use the terminal in certain circumstances instead of actually using the UI. All right, so before we move on and I show you some of the ways that you can use bash profile, I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the most popular terminal tools that is out there, and that is FFmpeg. You might not be familiar with the acronym FFmpeg. This is a tool that's been around for a very long time. I think if we actually run it, it'll tell us. Yeah, it's been around since 2000. This is a tool that allows us to manipulate media files. It can manipulate videos, you can manipulate audio, all sorts of things through several different terminal flags. A lot of these command tools use flags so that you're able to tell it what it is that you're looking to do, how you're looking for it to act besides its default way. One of the things that we can do with FFmpeg is we can convert our files. One of the easiest things that we can do is convert an MP3 file to a .wav file. This might be helpful in case you run into something where you wanted to do this and not use an online converter or not have to pay for software that does this. So let me go ahead and find an MP3 file here. All right, so we have an MP3 file here. I've gone back to my home directory. So here's the MP3 file. Let's say that we wanted to convert this MP3 file to a WAV file. So let's go ahead and get that going. The command that you'd want to use is FFmpeg. We're going to use the flag I for input. So this is the file that we want to actually be there. And if you remember, our MP3 file started with 1 and then it had a dash in there. Now I'll show you what I just did. So I knew the beginning of the file, but I didn't know the rest of it. So I put the number 1 and then I hit the tab button. And as long as there aren't any other files that start with the number 1, it'll autofill the rest for you. This is very helpful and it'll avoid some typing for you. You'll notice as we look through several different terminal commands, that is a recurring theme here. Developers don't like typing a whole lot. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to just rename this file. So let's just let's hit enter. So you'll see some text here. So I use the default setting as to how FFmpeg should convert this file, and FFmpeg went ahead and just converted it. Now we should have a very large .wav file this here, since FFmpeg went ahead and converted it. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here it is. Here's the WAV file. So this is how you can easily convert a file. All right, last thing I'm going to show you in this video is bash profile and how it works. Let's go ahead and just say that you liked using that FFmpeg command, but you didn't quite enjoy that each time that you have to put an input, you have to put that I flag. You wish that you could just put the name of the file and let it do its thing without you having to do this every time, right? It is possible. So one of the ways that you do that is you open up a bash profile, your bash profile text. One of the other commands that is very common to use in terminal is the open command. So open allows you to open any file, and then your operating system will open it with whichever software it's automated to open it with. So in this case, I want to go ahead and open bash profile, right? That's what we want to open. Open bash profile. Now, as I was showing you earlier, you can always use the tab command, but you'll notice that there's an issue with this one because there are a few files that start with bash. So it'll pre-fill as much as possible, but it won't do the whole thing because there's a few files that have .bash underscore. So if you put the letter P and then tab, it'll do the rest for you. Let's go ahead and hit enter on that. And here it is. Here's our bash profile. Now, what I want to do though is I want to go ahead and open this in an actual app that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and use the A flag for application. And we're going to use Atom to open this, which is a software program. And it should open it here for us. Here it is. Now let's get rid of this so you can see this a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to not have to type that input flag every time. On the bash profile file, we use the alias keyword. Alias, so we're just going to say FFMPEG equals FFMPEG I. So what this does is it's overriding the FFmpeg command, and instead of each time that you type in FFmpeg, it'll actually do this automatically. And then we're just going to save it. Now, if you're not using Atom, Atom is it's a deprecated project. It's no longer being developed, but you can still find either forks or you can find the old version. I'm still using the old version. Otherwise, you can just use the text edit application that it opens up automatically and type this in. So, for example, if we open the profile, it opens there automatically. You could do this. And that works just as effectively as what I did here. And then you'll save it, either Command S or go to File and Save. Either one works. Now, the one thing is, whenever you do modify your bash profile, you do have to exit out of the terminal and open a brand new window for that to take effect. So if I were to do FFmpeg right now, it wouldn't work. So you do have to get out of it. You can close out of your terminal or just open a brand new window. Either one works. And once you open the new window, you'll notice that now if we do FFmpeg, we'll do the MP3, and then we'll do test that wave. All right, guys. Well, hopefully this video wasn't too long. It wasn't meant to be. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.